Yesterday we have completed some parts of events, and there we have discussed about event parameters, how to pass event parameters in BOR. Also we have discussed wait for event and create event and local workflow. So I hope you have tried that assignment which I gave yesterday. And also today we will be completing left out parts of events, and we will be also looking into deadline monitoring, and that is your latest end and requested start. And these two things you can use it in your workflow, and I will tell you how to use it and why we use it. Next, I will be showing you customization part of workflow, that is the configuration, prerequisite configuration. And then tomorrow I will be discussing about debugging and troubleshooting section. So first, as I told you yesterday, that I will be discussing about the event that should be triggered from the user exit. So as we know that suppose let us move to the sales order user exit. Going to the vmod package and going to the include, that is MV45AFZZ. So we have one user exit present over here, that is save document, and you can see we have one form, that is user exit save document prepare. In this we have one include. You can create one include over here and go to the change mode, and now you will have to write the code over here just to trigger the event. So as we know, we are having a standard function module which is responsible to create the event. So I will be calling that function module, and in here we have one business object with us. This is the standard business object. You can trigger the event of anything, like if you are triggering the event of custom business object, you can do that. If you're triggering the event of the class, then you can take the help of that object oriented approach. So you can, I have shown you in the program how to do that explicitly, so you can just paste that program or write the same code whichever we have done in the independent program here, so that it will ultimately trigger the event. Or you can do one more thing, you can just create one class method, and there you can write all the codes and you can call that method from here. You can just make that method as static, so that you don't need to create the instance of the class. Directly you can call that method from the with the help of that class. So in any approach you can take that. I'm just writing the code over here. Okay. So event name was save. Now we have an event container. So here I will be having one object key. At any exit, you just need to find the exit, and then you will have to raise the event. So I'm just showing you how to raise the event. Rest you have to do it. I will show you in debugger mode also how it behaves. In this way you can just get the dynamic values, And here in this VBAC WebLane, you will be having dynamic value. Suppose any sales order which is being changed or saved, this particular exit is called, and this VBAC hyphen WebLane will contain the dynamic value of the sales order, and I'm just populating it to the object key so that this dynamic value can be triggered. This object type and the event will be always hard coded. Means you will have to declare the constant, but this cannot be the dynamic value. So, and this object key can be the dynamic value. Now, as I told you yesterday, that for BOR we need to create the macro for passing the container elements. We are having one parameter of the save event. And here in event parameter, just pass the value, and in LV WebLane, take the data, VBAC have hyphen WebLane, and here declare the LV WebLane. This is very simple code which I'm writing. So first I have moved this VBAC hyphen WebLane which contains a dynamic value to this object key and this in a local variable. Now I have populated the container elements. This is the name of the container element. I first declared it through SWC container, and then I have set the container element that is called sales document with the value. This LV WebLane contains the value, and I pass this LTCUNT in the event container. I have given the event name, the object key name, and the object type. Now save it. Check for errors. Just give me a second. Let me place the debugger over here. Once we change the sales order, this user exit gets triggered. Let us place the debugger. The debugger has got started. Now we will be seeing the value in VBAC-Veblen. We have the dynamic value over here, so we just need to pass this particular value in this variable. Press F8. Now I will again change it. Save it. Okay, I have to refresh the session. The change was not reflected. Okay, now here I'm just showing you the value in object key. I am having the dynamic value, that is 6127, and this LTCONT I'm having one container element, that is sales document. You can see here I'm having this value 6127 in sales document, and now the event is fired. The event has been fired. Now I will show you in the trace. I think it's 2:45 only. Yeah, let me check the timing. Yeah, you can see here it's 17:45. It means 2:45. So here this particular save has been triggered, and this changed is also triggered as the business object has been changed. So this save was the custom which we have made this of the out of this business object, and a receiver is not activated, therefore no receiver has been found. And if I want to activate this particular receiver, I have to activate the linkage, then only this particular the workflow will receive this event. So this is how you can see the event, that is the custom event, was triggered from the user exit. So you can just take the help of class event also and can just write the code so that it will raise the event. So any doubt on this? Raising the event from user exit. Suppose not only user exit, if you have your custom application, you can write the code just below that. Yes, Ramana. Oh, sorry, Rajesh.
You can show it once again, please.
Yeah.
And we can trigger it use this SD that VA01 and VA02 with BUS to 2032 via workflow also, no?
Sorry, I'm.
It's like we can trigger it. We can trigger this one via the business object.
See, this business object, standard business object is automatically triggered. This changed event is a standard event, so it is automatically triggered. want that to event, then only you have to write the code. If the standard event is triggered, then you don't have to write the code. If you want to trigger the
Okay.
custom event, then only you have to write the code.
Okay.
So I'm showing you again. Okay. You want to see the code?
I want to see the code. You have written that code in that save part only, no?
Right. Let me show you again. Just go back and I have an include. You have to include and there
So
I
include, I know that thing.
just go below. Here, save document prepared. In this include demo exit. Double click on it, and here I have written the This is a,
Demo exit you have prepared, or
no, I have created that include demo exit is created already. That is created already.
Okay.
By given, so he has just asked to do whatever that creation in this apply code. So that include is created by us.
Okay. Okay.
So this is the standard function model. You are already aware of this function model. Many times we use this standard function model in a company also we use the standard function model. And for the class, you need to use that raise method of the class. So here, this is how you can go with this user exit. You can try it anywhere in the custom application as well. Now I will show you one more thing. Here, as I told you yesterday that we always trigger the event and always the workflow captures it. But why not the task? Why not there can be a requirement that whenever an event is triggered, the task should capture it or the task should get executed. So I will show you how you can do that. If you want that only the task should get executed outside an event. So let me create one new workflow. I'm giving you all the concept, but yes, you can try it in your workflow. Yes, Hitesh?
Can you mute everybody? There's a lot of disturbance.
Okay. Now it's okay? Still
Now
now?
still there's disturbance.
Let me check the audio. Hitesh, is it okay?
Yeah, now it's good.
Okay. So first here I will be creating one task. Suppose any task you can choose. User decision step, trigger event, and in parameter I have chosen this. First save it and activate it. So the workflow is activated. Now I want that always what we used to do. We used to go to this hat and we used to define the event and the workflow. We get one icon over here and the workflow gets started out of that event. So now I want that this task should explicitly means not the workflow. This task should get executed only when event is triggered. So just double click on it. Let me remove that code from there because again we will get confused from where it has got triggered. Stop transaction. let it get activated, so that this event in this business object I will be using for triggering that particular task. It's done. Now going to this workflow builder. Since this is the standard standard task, as we know that this is a standard, you can go to control and you can see this is a standard task, so we cannot change it. We cannot create one triggering event here. Let me try if it allows. No, you shouldn't change it. Rather, what I will be doing, I will be creating one activity step, and there I will be doing that. Just delete this. Create one activity step with the dummy method, so that you will at least get the work item, and you can just see how you can create how you can trigger the task from the event. We have one dummy method present here. Nothing is written in the dummy method, just we need the work item. Therefore we have created this activity step, and for activity step to be created we need to define the method. Therefore we have a dummy method in that. Now here you can see we have called triggering event tab. Here you will have to select the object category as BUR. You can have this BUS2032, and here in event you can have save event. Now press enter, and then you can see you have got one line item here, and just activate this. As you know that always we need to activate the linkage. Okay, first you will have to do the binding, as we know that this event contains one event parameters, and therefore just create one container element called sales document or sales order, because this event actually contains one parameter called sales document. So we need to do the binding from event to the task container, so that it can flow the data from event to the task. This is same what we do in from event container to the workflow container. Here I am doing the binding from event container to the task container. Now you can see here one green button is there. Select the event and go to this green button. Drag and drop. This sales document is the event parameter. Now I have created this sales order. In the left side we are having event container, and the right side we are having the task container. Okay, let me see what's the error. Just do the binding of the sales document and that sales order. Now here actually the binding was done with the event object also, and the event object this as I have used at Ztest work 5. So in this container, in this object ID, let me show you here in the binding again. Why we were getting the error? Because this event object was of sales order and this was of business object, and here you can see in object ID it is of gtest underscore work 5 and this was binded with that, therefore we are getting error. So don't bind it with this object ID, we need only the sales order. So do this binding of the event parameter. Now activate the linkage. It is activated. Now save it. We don't need anything, just deselect everything. Now in agent assignment, go to the general task, select general task, else it won't be received. Okay, I'm sorry, I have done it as background. Let me uncheck that. This is not the background. I want to receive this in the dialog, like in the inbox of the user. So now you can just select general task. This background and this general task, these are the exclusive. If you define it as background, you cannot make it as general task because it will be run as a background job. You won't be receiving it in inbox of the user. So now the workflow is ready. Now I have defined one event, that is the custom event. You can define any event and you can just tag that event with the task, and whenever that event is triggered, the task gets executed. Now in the ABAP editor, we were having one program. We have created one program yesterday, I think so, for the same business object. Okay, fine, I will take this only. I will just modify some part of it. Here the business object will be BUS 2032 and then the save, and here everything is fine. Yes, now check for errors, activate it. Now I will trigger one event from here. You can trigger this event from anywhere, from user exit, from program, from wherever you want. I'm just triggering this event now, and what will happen? Can anybody tell me if I trigger this event? What will happen with the workflow? What I'm going to receive? I have associated this event with the task, and the task should get executed or get started, and that was the activity step with the dummy method, and that was the dialog step. So I would be receiving one work item against that task. So let me execute this. Press F8. Now moving on to the trace. Let me see the trace. You can see the trace here in the last line item. I'm having BUS2032 and the event is save, and the name of the receiver type is TS because this workflow has not received, rather the task has captured this event because I have linked that task with the event. So you can see this task has captured this event. Now definitely I would have received one work item. It means that the task will get executed only when that event is fired. In workflow tab, I'm having this event tasks, and here you can see I'm having this line item. So this task has got executed out of that event. So any doubt in this? How to trigger the task based on the event? Yes, Hitesh?
Yeah,
Hello?
Lakshmi.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
At what point we do the workflow event, and what scenario we do the task event?
Workflow event is total workflow you want it to get triggered, means you want the whole flow to get executed, and if you want that based on one event, you want that only one task out of that workflow should get executed, then you will be doing that, associating the event with the task. And if you want whole workflow to get executed, the whole step should get executed, then you will associate the event with the workflow. Suppose sales order, and if you want that the sales order should be subjected to approval process from the manager, and then some mail should be sent once he approves it, all the steps you have defined in the workflow. So you will start the whole workflow based on the event, that is 2032 business object and the changed event or created event. Now suppose you want that out of that specific one task, not out of that workflow, other workflow also, if you want that one specific task should get executed only when that event is expired, then you can associate that task with that event.
And after in like task event, will the subsequent steps will also get executed?
No, only the task will get executed.
So if I have one more step after the task,
Let
then
me
that
try.
step won't get.
Let me try here once. I'm creating one more user decision step, suppose. I haven't tried this. Let me try. I think it should get executed. Otherwise, the workflow will get stopped there itself. Going to the event trace. Now double click on it and go to the work item. Let us see the log. From log also we can come to know what's happening. Okay, it is in ready state. So I think first I have to execute that particular step, that event task. Then the rest of the steps will get executed. Yeah, correct. Let me tell you here. I have received one work item called event tasks. Now if I execute this, then only the next subsequent steps will get executed. So I have executed, I have double click on it. Since we are having the dummy method, that's the reason I'm not getting the standard screen. So once I executed, it has disappeared from the inbox. Now let us see the log. Now I will be getting one more work item, I suppose. Because I have defined one more work item step, that is user decision step, just below that. I don't know whether it has refreshed or not. Oh yeah, as I told you, it will get ended there itself. Even if you execute that particular task, the subsequent steps won't get executed. You can see here it has got completed. Hello, Hitesh?
Yeah.
Hello, Hitesh, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, you can see here it is completed, because actually this task has got triggered only because of that event. So it won't take the responsibility of executing the subsequent steps, even if I execute the step. So you can see it is in completed step. If you have any doubt, you can just try it and can come to know, because there can be many scenarios. So you can just try and can come to know what is happening there. Now coming to this. So here you can also have one more thing, like you can create one sub workflow, or you can just have one activity step there itself, and you can just trigger that particular activity step only through the event. So you can just design it in your own way, but yes, it should be in a correct order and correct manner. So you have to be very careful about this. Rather, I would prefer that you just design it for in first notebook what should be done and what will be the container element. Whenever you get the requirement to build one workflow out of one application, you have to first gather the requirements, that what will be the importing parameter, what will be the exporting parameters, and how the flow would be there, what the business requirement should be filled out of that workflow, and with whom the agents you have to determine with to whom it should go, and what will be the level of approvals or everything. First you have to gather everything, all the requirements, then you have to start the building of workflow. And you cannot directly start in this workflow builder, rather you can start in notebook and then you just design it, the flow chart, and then you start building the workflow. And then see, like what we used to do, we used to dry run the programs, like we write ABAP programs and we just dry run it. So just dry run your workflow in the notebook so that you can come to know whether all the requirements are fulfilled or not. So you can just build that workflow. After you have done it in notebook, then you can build it in SWDD. So I have told you all the steps. You can just combine all the steps or make the use. See, there can be number of requirements, and if you based on the requirement only, you can use these steps. I'm just giving you all the concepts which are available in this workflow, and then you can make use of those concepts and build the workflow. Now the third one was, now I will trigger the event through change document. And then what is this change document and why, how we can trigger it? Suppose whenever an object is changed, whenever there is change in the object, one change document object is associated with that business application or business object. So whenever there is a change, there is a entry in the change header and change posna table. There are two tables available with each business object. So whenever there is a change, one record gets created or one entry gets created in these two tables. So it is actually to trace what changes has been made, what was the new value, what is the old value. So everything you get the details from the change header and change posna. So what can be there can be requirement that whenever any in fact in companies we do have a requirement that whenever there is a change in the object, or suppose in CRM mostly we use it whenever there is a change in custom master table or data, then you have to trigger one workflow. So you can just trigger the workflow through change document as well. So I will show you how you can do that. Go to transaction SWEC. In this SWEC, this is event for change document. What you have to do is, we will be defining one event and one BOR against that change document so that the event will get fired whenever there is a change in the object, and that event will ultimately trigger the workflow. So this is how you can actually trigger the workflow whenever there is a change in the change document object. So for the sales order, we have, I think it's a VERK. It's there. It's VERKBELEG. This is the change document object associated with the business object BUS2032. This is the business object, and this is the VERKBELEG is the change document object. So first go to new entries. Here write the this change document object name, that is VERKBELEG. Now object category, here you can write the name of the object category which and the event which you want to get triggered. We have two options available. Either you can use ABAP class or BOR. So here suppose I am writing the business object, this is BUS2032, and the event is save. And here the event should be triggered whenever there is a change in the business object. So just select this on change and save it. Now save it and go back. Now here you can see we are having one line item with this change document object and this business object, and the event is save. So whenever there is a change, the save event of the business object will be triggered. Now the event has got triggered. I want to receive this event, means the workflow should definitely receive the event. So here you can see nowhere it is there, nowhere option is available to bind it with some workflow. So here in the transaction SWE2, you are familiar with this transaction because we are maintaining the linkage between the event and the workflow in this particular transaction, that is SWE2. Here as I have already shown you that here we do the linkage between the event and the workflow. So there is I think we have made one workflow against this object. Let me check. It is in if you're not able to search it, just sort it so that you can search it. BUS 2032. It's there. This first one you can see 2032 save event, and this workflow is there, but you can see the linkage is not there. That's the reason it won't receive the work item. If however it is not there, you will create one new entries. Let me first delete this. Copy. Whenever you start with the change document, the entry doesn't get created automatically. Okay, so you will have to create it manually. Just delete it. Let me delete. Okay, delete it. Now going to the new entries. Here you have to maintain the receiver type. So just save it. Refresh first because I have deleted that particular entry. Here I am maintaining the receiver type which will get triggered whenever this event is fired. Activate the linkage and save it. Let me see which entry is already there. Here the entry is there. Just activate this linkage. Actually the first time which I have made the entry, it has just saved that entry. That's the reason the entry was there. So the linkage was activated. Now whenever this business object event is fired, this workflow is going to receive that event. So now we have saved. Now we will see how this change document event is fired. Going to this change order. Whenever I will make any changes in this business object, that is the sales order, the change document object gets you can say it gets triggered, and we have just binded one event of the business object with that change document in SWEC transaction. So that business object will get ultimately triggered. Let me change it. Let me first show the timing. It's 1816. Now going to the trace. Okay, let me first deactivate that particular workflow where we have made the linkage, because it is also getting triggered. have associated with the workflow, I think 364. The workflow number was 324. Okay. So now I will change the document. Now I will go to the trace. Fine. Now in the last line item, you can see BUS, this save and this workflow has got triggered. Because we have binded it, this WS 979000324. So this is how you can associate one event with the change document, and this event can get triggered whenever that change document capture that changes. Any doubt in this change document? Yes, Rajesh?
Can you show the workflow 3 to 4?
Okay. 3, 2, 4. Yes. It's there.
Okay. In this way we can trigger the mail also, no?
Mail?
Workflow is getting triggered. In further steps we can
Yes, you
complete
can
this workflow with the.
You want to create one mail
can
step in this workflow?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can create here. You can just define all the steps here. You can
Okay.
create the send mail step here. Any step you want to create, you can create here. Suppose this is the body.
But that linkage is compulsory, you know. Without
Correct.
that linkage, you don't be getting.
No, this workflow won't get triggered without that linkage.
Okay.
That linkage is must. You have to maintain the linkage. Okay.
Okay. And in this.
Sorry. Yes.
In this workflow triggering, you have include that BOR, no? Binded that thing. You have binded that business object 2032.
So see, first step will be in SWEC transaction, you will have to create one event out of that. It can be a business object, it can be of the class, that custom event. You will first have to bind it to the change document object in SWEC transaction. Then you will have to do the linkage with the workflow in SWE2 transaction. So first you will have to bind the object with the change document, then you will have to bind the workflow with that event.
Okay.
The two-step is mandatory for having this change document.
Okay.
Yes, Hitesh?
What is the difference between here? Up till now we were calling the function module, and then we had a event. We were filing that event, right?
Yeah. See,
And what is the SWEC transaction, and
It is
what
for-
is differently what is different we are doing here?
means from that standard function module, like where we were having in ABAP editor, and the difference between this change document, right?
Right, exactly.
You want to know
Up
the
till now,
difference?
up till now we were every time we were using the function module to trigger that event, right?
That function module I have shown you where to use
SWEC
is
create event.
Right. That function module will be used when you want to trigger the workflow from the application, means from the code. If suppose you have saved, you have done something, you have saved something in the custom tables and you want to trigger the event. So you will be writing that code there. But whatever I did in the change document, that was standard. The standard change document was there, and I've associated one custom event with the standard object. So the custom event will get fired whenever there is a change in the change header and change Postnar table. So that was the standard. I have associated the event with the standard, and the function module which I have used, you can use it in your custom application when you are going to save the custom table, because whenever you save something in custom tables, no change document is associated with that custom table. If you have one change document associated, if you create one change document associated with that custom table, then you can associate the event that is a custom event with that change document. But for custom table, no change document is present, so you can take the help of the standard function module which I have written in that ABAP editor. And for this change document is a standard one, therefore I have associated that custom event with this change document, that is a standard one. So the standard and the custom difference is that.
Can you show the transaction again?
Which
yeah.
one? SWEC?
Yeah. Can you explain it a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Are you familiar with this change document?
CD pause and CDP.
Yeah, correct. So whenever you would be knowing, let me tell you in some detail if you are familiar. In SC11 in change, you would have seen that we are having one change document object called, let me show you. Yeah. Here you can see we are having one object ID and object class. So here we provide the name of the business change document object. Here in object class we provide the name of the change document object. So this change document object, you can see here we are having change document object. Let me, if actually this is a test server, I don't know whether it will be there or not. Yeah, it's there. You can see I'm having object ID and the change nar. Double click on it, get this change nar, and you can see the new value and the old value. Whenever there is a change in this business object, this change header records that particular changes, and through this change nar creates the unique ID, and out of this change nar you can go to the change. This is the header table. You go to the Postnar where you can find the changes. So this everything is the standard thing. Like, so I have associated one custom event with this standard thing. Give this change now, you will get this old and new value. You can see we are having fields old and new. You can see many changes is being done here. Double click on it. You can see I'm having old and new value. This is how it is recorded. Whenever there is a changes, this particular change is recorded in change header and change Postnar, and the object associated with this this business object, that is a BUS 2032, that is the application, sales document application, is VERKBELEG. So I am associating one event. Whenever one entry is created in this change header and change Postnar, that event, that is a custom event, will get fired automatically because I have done the configuration. I haven't written the code. I have done the configuration part in SWEC transaction. This is the SWEC transaction where I have configured, where I have made one entry that whenever one document, whenever the change is made in this particular change document object, or whenever one entry is created in this change header and change Postnar, the save event, that is a custom event, you can have anything. You can have either the class name also here in this BUS 2032. Instead of this, you can have that class name also, that is custom class name, and you can have custom event. So I have taken one example that the save event should get fired whenever there is a change in the change header and change Postnar table. So the save event will get fired, and I have associated this event with the workflow in SWE2 transaction. Moving to SWE2, here I have associated that particular event workflow. So this particular workflow, you can see the linkage is activated. Just double click on it, you can see the linkage is activated. So here I have associated this event with the workflow. So ultimately the event will get fired, and the workflow will capture that event. Hello, Hitesh?
Hello?
Yes. Are you clear or you still have some doubt?
I'm good now. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Just
fine.
try it once from your side, and I'm telling you, if you are facing any problem in your whenever you're trying to build, just mail me, drop me mail, or you can even ask me in the class. I will try to answer you, and just try the examples, then only you can remember the things. So this is how this change document behaves. Whenever one requirement is given in the company, you just try to collect everything whatever you have learned here, and just try to design your workflow based on that requirement. First try to figure out from where the application first trace on the event SWELS, and just run that application and then see which event is fired with that application. Then next you see which workflow is associated with that event, and if any other workflow is already there, then use the check function module to differentiate between this workflow. Then design your workflow and then associate that event with the workflow, and then create your workflow. Do in a sequence order. Means first you should trace on this event to know which standard event is associated with the application. If no standard event is associated with the application, then you can take the help of custom event. And if you want that custom event should be fired whenever there is a changes in the standard table, then you can take the help of user exit, find out the user exit and trigger the event. So this is how you proceed. So now next I will be discussing the deadline monitoring. Why we use this deadline monitoring. Suppose I have received one work item, the manager has received the work item, and he has not taken the action for long, like for 2 days, for 5 days he has not taken action, and the business has been stopped. In the manual approval process, as I told you that this is a big drawback with the manual approval process, you cannot trace, and you will have to again do the follow up manually, that kindly just execute or take the action. But in workflow, in the system generated workflow, you can monitor this deadline. Means you will set one deadline for the manager, for the agent, that you will have to take the action within such and such time frame. If you don't take it, then you can just send one escalation mail, or you can just set the reminder, so that the automatic reminder can be set, or your automatic escalation can be sent to the superior of that manager, and so that ultimately he can take the action. So this is how the deadline monitoring works. So this is whatever I said just now. It is done in latest end tab of the workflow task. Going to the workflow. Let me create new one. Here I am creating one activity step. Save it. I will show you the best use of this dummy method in WebDintro when I will launch WebDintro from this method. I'm just creating one dialog step. I will show you how this can be deadline monitored. First save it and activate it. Now here this step has got created, and now this is a dialog step which I will be receiving in the inbox, and Suppose I don't take the action for 5 minutes or 1 minute. I don't take the action on this particular work item. So you want that something should happen if I don't take the action. So just double click on it. I'll show you how you can do that. Go to latest end. Sorry, latest end. Here you select work item creation and give 1 minute and select modeled. If you select display text, then what will happen, it will just send one standard text that whenever you don't take the action on till 1 minute, after 1 minute it will just send one text. And if you want that something should be the step should be defined according to you, then you will select as the action as modeled. If you select only display text, then you just need to select to whom the escalation mail should be sent. If I write here, suppose I write here to Kumar K, the escalation mail should be sent if I don't take the action. So what will happen? One standard text will be sent to Kumar K that the Lakshmi Giri has not taken the action on this work item till 1 minute. So suppose I select this, and if I select modeled, and if you write the outcome as escalation, anything you can write here. In the workflow, you will be able to see one timer is set, and the other in other branch the workflow is getting completed. So in this timer branch, you can create one mail step that anything you can create anything, any step. I'm just showing you escalation mail, and here, and it should be sent to suppose Kumar K. In any ways you can do, but this actually the send mail step is not working in this server, so that's the reason. Still I will show you in the log. So here you can see first the activity step was defined, and I have set one timer there in latest end that till 1 minute, if the user doesn't take the action, then one escalation mail should be sent to Kumar K. Either you can create one more step or create one user decision step, so that that step will be given to the superior of the manager to take the action. So anything you can define here in the model step, and if you don't take the action as model, if you just select display text, then one standard text will be sent to the superior or any agent you define. As I've shown you, any agent you can define, and that mail will be sent to that person. So now I will activate it. Now I will execute it. Going to workflow log. Just a second. I'm executing it. The workflow is getting completed. Just give me a second. These agents are not able to receive. Let me see whether it's the problem with the step itself or the deadline monitoring. Okay, it is with the step itself. Okay, now you can see it is pending with Kumar K. Kumar K. So I will just monitor one deadline step over there in latest end. If within 1 minute, then escalation mail will be sent to suppose myself. Activate it. Let me check again. Fine. You can model also, no problem. You can just model and create a send mail step as well. Activate it and execute. In workflow log, you can see Kumar K would be there and it is in ready state. So I'm not going to action in. It's not me. It's the Kiran he won't be taking the action till 1 minute. You can see the time is 3:40. So once it goes to 3:41, one deadline message should be sent. But for the deadline message to be sent, one background job is scheduled and the name of the background job is SWWDHEX. So that is the job which has to be scheduled from the user will be WF batch. So this particular job has one report program that is RSWWDHEX which gets executed after every 3 minutes. If the time interval can be given by the basis people, so this particular scheduling of this background job is done in SWU3. Going to SWU3. Here one this schedule background job for missed deadline. It should be in green checked. Then only if you execute this, it will show some error because this is a test server and this particular server is not configured from the basis people. This configuration is done by the basis people. We don't do it, but yes, we should know what it means. So I will be discussing it tomorrow, each items whichever is required for the workflow. So this particular schedule background job for missed deadline should be in green checked. It has one job called in going to SM37. One job is there SWWDHEX. This job there it is not scheduled actually. So what I will be doing is you can see here one this is the job name and this should be scheduled with the help of this WA batch user, because WA batch is a background user and this user is responsible to execute all the background jobs. So against this job, one report program is maintained, that is RSWWDHEX, which actually collects all the missed deadline line items and send it to the respective users. So what I will be doing, I will be copying this particular program and I will be running it manually. In your system, in the Office system, nothing you have to do it manually. It will be already configured. You just have to ensure that it is in green mark. If it is not, then you can ask Basis guys to do the same. You don't have to worry about it, but I'm just showing you that how the deadline works. So this is a standard program which is responsible to collect all the missed deadline work items and send it to the respective users. So now coming to the log. So since I haven't taken the action, so since Kiran has not taken the action, so in my business workplace, I would have received one deadline monitoring message saying that Kiran has not taken the action. You can see here in this date is 7/11. So here I have received one missed deadline message. This is a standard message. So if you want to customize it, you can customize it through that model, as I have shown you model, and you can just write one send mail step there, and so that it can be sent, and the agents also you can select it from there. So this is the actually the standard way to send the deadline message. So this is how in the deadline messages you can get one deadline notification. So as in the workflow, I have selected myself as the receiver of the deadline message. Therefore, I am receiving the message. You can see it. You bring it as a model and create the send mail step, it will work accordingly. So this is how you can send one escalation mail to the superior if the person doesn't take the action on the work item within the defined time frame. So any doubt on this deadline monitoring? This was the latest end. Now coming to the requested start. How the requested start works. Requested start is, suppose you want that the work item should appear in the inbox of the user after 1 minute. Suppose you want that something should get updated in the database, then only the work item should get appear in the inbox of the user. So you can just wait that particular work item to get appear in the inbox. So that will be in waiting step. The work item will be in waiting step. And once the time gets exceeded, then only it will be converted into the ready step. And once it is in ready step, it gets appeared in the inbox of the user. So I will show you how to do that. Suppose this is a work item and I'm just deleting this latest end. Now coming to requested start. Here you want that work item should be created after 1 minute. Just you give the time frame and click on enter and activate it. Now execute this. Execute the workflow. Now going to the workflow log. Here you can see this particular step is in the waiting step. You can see it is in waiting step, means it will wait for 1 minute till it gets appear in the inbox of the user. After 1 minute, the step will convert it into ready step. So once it is converted into ready step, then in Kiran's inbox, this particular work item will get appear. So let me refresh it. So again, you will have to execute that particular program after 1 minute, because it is scheduled, so you don't have to execute it manually in your system. So but here I'm just executing it because it is not scheduled. So coming to the program, now going to the log, refresh it. Now you can see it has turned into ready step. So then the user Kiran would have received this particular deadline message in his inbox. Until then, 1 minute he hadn't received it. So this is how requested start works. So any doubt on this? Latest and requested start. I will show you the config part, that customization part, that SWU3 part, everything. I will tell you what does it mean, every line item, so that you can at least ensure that which the mandatory line items are there, which should be in green check before developing workflow. So I will tell you all those items, so that before developing workflow as a workflow administrator, you can go to this transaction and can see whether all the line items are in green check or not. If not, you can ask basis people, they can configure the same, and then you can start building your workflow. Also in the production system, in the testing system, what happens, this configuration is not done. This configuration is client dependent. You cannot transport it. So in every system, this configuration should be done by the basis people, and if it is not done, then no workflow is going to be executed. So if you are getting any defects or tickets out of it, so you can just check in going to this transaction and can see whether the configuration is done or not. If not, then you can ask the basis guy, they can do the respective configuration, and then all the workflows will be executed successfully. So tomorrow I will be showing you about this SWU3, as well as I will be showing you all the debugging and troubleshooting section of the workflow. So any doubt till today's class? Yes, Rajesh?
I wanted to ask about the prefix number we configure in the every system. No? So prefix number will be changed if we configure in the different client, or
Yes.
if we are moving the transport request.
Yeah, correct. I will be showing you in SWU3 we have prefix number, and tomorrow I will tell you everything about this prefix number, how to maintain it and why to maintain it and how you can transport it. In SWU3,
Okay.
let me show you. We have one configuration for this prefix number. You can see here we are having maintain prefix number. Here we maintain the prefix number. Okay. About this I will tell you for each line item. I will tell you tomorrow.
Okay. Do you have any documentation for the what we say class objects for the constructor methods and all the thing, whatever you have thought?
The documents of this class and objects. I think
Yeah, the
some of the
class
documents
methods.
and articles are available in the site itself, but simply
But
about
we
this,
are not access.
you don't have access.
Yeah. If you could
So,
help us in that case
like
for the
for this,
documentation, like
for this,
means example for
tell me.
like if workflow we have created, like the methods in the class, like constructor you created the static class, like in that scenario, if you could help us in that,
So I think
if you have
I
anything.
have discussed everything in this class
Yeah,
itself.
yeah, you have
So
discussed,
if
but
I will
if you have
create
anything like
one
documentation.
each document for each class, then I don't think it's feasible for me. In fact, so like for this ABAP class, you can just Google it. You can get many documents for this ABAP class, but you should know the concepts behind it. Just if you know the concept and the theory part, you can get anywhere. You don't even have to search for it. You can get anywhere the theory part. If you are familiar with the concept, then you can, if you read any theory part from anywhere, you can understand the things. And this constructor and this everything I have shown you in the class in practical.
Yeah, yeah.
If you want to learn more, then you can just means I don't have that document, like, because this ABAP class and everything is object oriented and it is not part of the workflow. Means you use that, you use ABAP class, you use this constructor, but again it will become an object oriented class out of this workflow. So that's, and within this time frame, if I start this object oriented concept, it will take 2 to 3 classes again more to clear this object oriented concept.
No, I am not telling you to take a class, but I am telling you if you have anything like the documentation, if you could share with us,
I
so
will
that
see
we
if
can
it is
have.
available in website or not. I think it is there. I don't remember exactly, but I think it's there. If it's there, I will ask Kiran. You don't. If you don't have access, I can't help it. But if you have the access, then I can just tell you whether it is there or not. I will check it and I can tell you whether it is there or not.
Access is not there. Access is not there.
Then about the access, you can just drop one mail to Kiran, because I'm nowhere related to this access part, but I can just tell you whether the document is available in the site or not, because I have created long
Okay.
time back. I don't remember whether it's there or not. So here, this configuration part I will discuss tomorrow, and if you know the concept, I think if you read anything from anywhere, you can get the things. So see you guys tomorrow.